I had no clue there was such a place in the world. When I came back to Sweden, I got depressed. I heard some bad stories about Taiwanese workplace. So play safe, but also be bold. There's always a couple of small things you encounter as a foreigner that maybe make you a little upset or that you feel are not perfect. A lot of people told me like, wow, you're not afraid because some companies will try to shut it down. And I feel sometimes it controls people's decisions or life a little too much. If they disagree, if they don't like what they see, they are immediately so mean. And I would make it forbidden for cinemas and 7-Eleven to have AC lower than 25 degrees.
Hi, 大家好，欢迎来 Welcome to Taiwan. 今天我们跑去到邦桥 to have a chat with our French friend. And before we start, please don't forget to click that subscription button, like the video, help us share if you can. And by the way, if you like the video, you have an option to hype the video. Help us hype the video so more and more people can see the video.
So my name is François. It's from France, but my Mandarin name is Yuan. So I come from France. I have been in Taiwan for 13 years, and I was a software engineer for 12 years, and now I'm a full-time YouTuber.
First, I want to ask about the name Yuan. Where does it come from?
At least back then, when I looked for a job, you need to use the website 104. You know, it's a Taiwanese website for job searching. When you create your profile, you need a Chinese name. So I asked my French friend's Taiwanese girlfriend, and I told her, hey, please help me find a name. And my requirement was, it has to be a very easy name. Because I know at some point I'm going to have to write it a lot of times. I don't want something like super complicated. So I want a minimum number of strokes. And she came up with, the full name is Feng Wei Yuan. Feng Wei Yuan, and all the characters are quite simple. So that's why it doesn't really sound like my name, François, except for the Feng. Feng becomes François, kind of.
Interesting. Okay, and let's go back memory lane. Why do you choose to come to Taiwan in the first place?
Actually, back in my university, we were very encouraged to study abroad. So every of my classmates had a chance to do something abroad, and everybody went to random countries. I went to Canada for an internship, and after that I went to Finland for a semester of study. So nothing about Taiwan right now. And then I graduated and I moved to Sweden. I just loved being abroad. I like learning new languages. I like to be exposed to new cultures. So I don't see myself living in France. That's my mindset back in university. So anyway, I moved to Sweden. I had the 3 good years of my life, learning lots of things. And one of my classmates also had the same mindset, and he actually visited Taiwan, fell in love with a Taiwanese girl, and moved to Taiwan. So we were really good friends, and I came to Taiwan to see my good friend. So I came here, I visited 2 weeks, I went all around Taiwan, and I loved it so much. When I came back to Sweden, I got depressed. I thought, what am I doing here? It's like I really felt I had no more purpose in Sweden, and I had to move on to a next life chapter. So after 1 more year, I planned everything and I decided to come to Taiwan to study Mandarin, find a job, and see what happens. And after 13 years, I'm still here.
2 weeks, then you came back and you're here for 13 years.
Yeah.
At what point were you like, this is it, it's Taiwan for me?
I think the main thing is that Sweden is north of Europe, super cold country. Taiwan is the complete opposite. It couldn't be further away in terms of climate.
Yeah.
I had no clue there was such a place in the world. Everything is different, but both places have some really good aspects for sure. But what I loved in Taiwan is the easy lifestyle. I fell in love with the scooter riding. Especially we went to Penghu, and in Penghu you can ride a scooter super freely. There's not so much traffic. It's very safe. So after those 2 weeks, I came back, and then I decided to live in Taiwan. I arrived in Taiwan. I had no plan to quit Taiwan. But my main goal was I'm gonna learn Mandarin until I'm good enough so I will never forget the language. So actually for the first 4 years, maybe 5 years, I study Mandarin every day during my free time. Like I have to work, 9 to 5, 9 to 6. I would wake up at 7 and do flashcards and maybe read Mandarin books every morning. And in the train, and when I take MRT, I would also study Mandarin. So my goal was always to become fluent. And I think fluent is something you never really achieve, right? It's a life goal, lifelong goal. But because of that goal, I easily stayed 5 years without even thinking about it. And then around my 6th year in Taiwan, that's also when I started my YouTube channel. That's when COVID happened. So suddenly time even passed faster. And from 6 years it became 10 and now it's 13 years. I never felt I wanted to leave Taiwan. I feel like it's really the perfect match for me.
Welcome to Taiwan.
Thank you.
Mean the headset designed for your life, Youlisn J11. Go wireless, go limitless. With seamless Bluetooth connectivity, your music follows wherever you move. Leave the phone at home. With 4 GB of built-in memory, you can carry your favorite tracks and playlists right in your headset. I've been struggling to find headphones that suit me until I found Youlisn headphones. It is built with IPX7 waterproof protection. Rain, sweat, or a splash, your music never stops. And with long-lasting battery life, it keeps going as long as you do. Youlisn is engineered for comfort. These earbuds stay locked in place, so they won't fall off no matter how hard you push. When the sun goes down, activate night mode. Stay visible, stay safe. Bright safety lights make sure you're seen by vehicles so you can run, ride, or train outdoors with confidence. This is more than just a headset. It's freedom, it's safety, it's your perfect sound anytime, anywhere. So quickly go click on the link in the description below to get your pair at a discount price for Welcome to Taiwan fans. Studying Mandarin, what would you say are some of the most difficult challenges you face in studying Mandarin?
Okay, when it comes to Mandarin, I always say Mandarin is not difficult, but it takes a lot of time. Because I feel there's a difference between difficulty and time. Like in comparison, French language, because of the grammar, we have a lot of grammar rules. If it's I speak, you speak, he speaks, like every verb has different writing and there's gender and lots of things. So when you speak, you need to remember those rules. But Mandarin is mostly about memory because there's so many characters. You have to memorize all the characters. So the memory takes some time, but I never felt the grammatical difficulty of the language. So I say it's not so hard, but you need to learn for many years. Yeah.
You were a software engineer, now a full-time YouTuber.
Yep.
Let's first talk about the working environment in Taiwan.
Yep.
How is it like as a French working in a Chinese cultural environment?
In my case, I have to say I'm a little bit lucky because my company was actually an American company set up in Taiwan. So still 90%, 95% of the employees in Taiwan are Taiwanese. But you can still have a strong aspect of the American work culture. So I would say I was lucky because I heard some bad stories about Taiwanese workplace when maybe your boss is yelling at you, and asking you to do extra work, extra time, even in the weekends, or take the computer home and work more. I never experienced the bad parts of that. I think all my Taiwanese colleagues, my managers, everybody was super nice. Even when I started my YouTube channel 6 years ago, a lot of people told me like, wow, you're not afraid, because some companies will try to shut it down. They will say, no, you have to focus on your actual work.
Yes.
No, never happened for me. Even my managers were super encouraging. They were pushing me, like they were cheering for me. So I was lucky in that aspect. Working with Taiwanese, I think it's super nice. I mean, it's not like I have a lot of working experience from France, but I think everybody is very everybody is very eager to listen to feedback, working together, you can debate, you can explain your point of view. In the end, I mean, maybe in the engineering world, it's always about whose logic is better, whose programming makes more sense. So yeah, I think the engineer world of Taiwan is really good and people are really skilled.
Some will say software engineering is a very lucrative career. Why would someone leave that to be a full-time YouTuber?
Yes, I ask myself this question sometimes. No, but you know, I would say software engineer there's been a golden age of software engineer. Up to this day, it's still like one of the good jobs in the world. The pay is good. It's maybe not the best pay you can have, but it's good. The job is not too tiring compared to a lot of, you know, outdoor jobs or things like this. It's a good job, but I would say it was not my passion. And sometimes it's difficult to accept. I have a good job, so I need to continue that same job all my life, and my whole career is only going to be this job, this path, just because it's a good job. And I feel like I hope I can do more things in my life. I can have a broader life experience. So I decided, you know what, it's time to test myself. It's time to just, see what I can do as a YouTuber. And the lifestyle of a YouTuber, you know, it's more like you can decide your planning every day. You can go on adventures and record your life, your experiences with Taiwanese. I think it's a richer life compared to being in an office or in front of a computer every day and doing meetings, facing your camera. So at least I give a try to this and we'll see what happens.
And what advice would you give to young Taiwanese who are passionate for content creation?
I would say, at least that's my opinion, don't rush for things. Like in my case, I did YouTube for 6 years before moving full time. So for 6 years, I had 2 jobs at the same time. Maybe it's long for some people, but at least, you know, of course, when you want to start this job, you hope everything is going to go well and you're going to succeed. But you also have to think of the possibilities that maybe it's not going to work and you have to find a job later on. So play safe, but also be bold. Like me, like you don't have to face the same job, the same career all your life. You're going to be fine if you work hard and try different things.
You seem to have settled well in Taiwan, almost a Taiwanese. If there are any challenges, what are some of the challenges you've encountered or you've overcome or yet to overcome during these 13 years here in Taiwan?
I'm lucky, I never had a lot of challenges. I feel I have been, maybe because of the language, I studied very hard, or I made some efforts to blend into the culture or the society. I didn't encounter so many issues or cultural differences. There's always a couple of small things you encounter as a foreigner that maybe make you a little upset or that you feel are not perfect. For example, one very small thing is that sometimes on the pedestrian areas you have scooters passing by and they pass by fast, like they don't care about pedestrians. That makes me really mad. Like I don't mind so much if you're on a scooter on a sidewalk, but at least be slow and be careful for people. There's a couple of small things like this, but I think it's not a big deal. Like I would take that anytime compared to maybe all the society issues we have in France.
And what's your most unpopular opinion about Taiwan?
In Taiwan, I think there's a little bit too much superstition, meaning that people have some beliefs about things, maybe a little magical or a little bit that, you know, science cannot explain. And I feel sometimes it controls people's decisions or life a little too much. Even, you know, like for example, you rent a house and people will say, oh no, I cannot rent this house because the bed is facing the door.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like for me, I feel if everything is perfect about the house, the location, the price, the conditions, but it's just the bed and the door, I feel it should not be a big deal.
And also number 4.
Number 4, yeah, there's no number 4 for the floors, for example.
I don't know why the people have the problem with number 4. I think even in Western countries, people have problem with number 13.
Yes.
Asians have problem with number 4.
We do have superstition also in France, I should say. Like don't go under a ladder, or I don't know, if you see a black cat, it means bad luck. We do have those concepts, but I think they don't influence our life so much.
13 years.
13
what has
years.
Taiwan taught you?
One global thing I would say is living in another country from yours, you learn a lot of things your country people would say is the right thing, is the normal way. You learn that actually some other countries would have completely different opinion.
Yes.
So you get a little wider opinion on things. You don't feel there's only one way to do something.
If you had to change anything in Taiwan, what would it be?
Okay, I get the superpowers,
Yes.
presidency style
Yes.
powers. I
Yes.
can change. I would make it forbidden for cinemas and 7-Eleven to have AC lower than 25 degrees. Come on, guys, it's not a fridge. Like, of course it's hot outside, but I don't think there's any good reason to have AC put to 20 in a cinema or 7-Eleven. Sometimes I have t-shirts, but when I go out, I need to take a jacket because I know I'm going to a shopping mall or a cinema and I'm gonna get cold there.
Yeah, me too.
Right, like, I feel the environment is something like a big issue in the world, and we need to try as much as we can not to overuse AC or overuse electricity. Mm-hmm. And that's one big thing I feel people should try to change.
Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
One last thing, because recently I started to do shorts on my YouTube channel, and when you do shorts, a lot of people scroll your videos and they are not subscribers. They don't know you, they don't know who you are, and they don't care who you are. And people are so mean in the comments. If they disagree, if they don't like what they see, they are immediately so mean. And I would say, remember guys, we are just normal people and we just try to share our opinions. We try to be open-minded about things. Sometimes maybe we make mistakes or we say something that you don't like. It's okay to disagree, but remember, YouTubers are just nice people and we have a life and we have feelings. So if you like this video, give a like. If you don't like this video, you can also give a like because support is always good.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you very much for giving us your time and sharing your life experience living in Taiwan. I hope you continue to enjoy your stay in Taiwan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. 感谢你收看，有喜欢不喜欢 Don't forget to like the video and help us share. And let us know what part of the video we can improve. See you in my next video. Thank you.